And if you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome in. You will not be bored, you won't be disappointment, and you will not leave unedified. That's a promise. So I hope you guys are having a great day so far. To all the subscribers that I already have, thank you for supporting me all of these years, or maybe even the past week, however long you've been subscribed. I just want to say thank you so much and God bless you. So, for those who have been kind of following along with me for these past couple of months, I've been building in public Oil Mill Academy, which is my for profit business for women's development, professional and personal women's development. I was certified as an etiquette expert, and I previously was certified already as a life coach. So I'm pairing those two to help develop women in every way possible. So I've really been talking a lot about refinement, about soft skills, about social graces, business etiquette, dining etiquette. As you guys have seen in a lot of my recent posts, I just came back from a brand trip and brand slash business trip to Paris and London. And my goodness, that was a blessing. And I'm just in awe. I'm just in awe of the things that God is doing in my life and in this business. But if you are new here, or even if you've been following up, you probably know that this is what I've been doing. So I've been building this business, Oil Mill Academy. I actually have a pamphlet here. Um, and so I've been doing, again, in-person coaching, workshops, and other stuff. I've been doing like behind the scenes coaching as well. But I want to take the time to talk a little bit about my event that's coming up. And, my mind is kind of going forward and backward to those who may have been following me from before. You know about our nonprofit, which is the Purposed Eagle. We are still operating the nonprofit, the Purposed Eagle. It is completely a different brand and business identity. However, I happen to be the head of the both of them, along with my husband over the Purposed Eagle, and we're still having our event as well. And I'll come back to talk about that event, which is going to be in August. And that's to the community, that's to the masses and everything. But I want to talk about the preparation room, which falls in Oil Mill Academy, again, completely separate from the Purposed Eagle. So, just to give you a little bit of context about Oil Mill Academy, it's my women's development coaching program that I've been cultivating for the past year publicly. As I said before, it's kind of been within me. I guess it's been conceived for a couple of years, but I felt the real go ahead to do it within the past couple of months to a year. So that's what I've been doing. And inside the Oil Mill Academy, I wanted it to be set up like different rooms. So the first room is the preparation room. And so just like when you pick olives freshly off of the olive tree or shake them from the olive tree, the olives are brought to the press into the preparation room, and that's where all the twigs are taken off, the leaves are taken off, all of the dirt and the elements from the environments where it was before is taken off, and preparation and polishing begins. And so that's what happens in the preparation room. So the preparation room is going to be an event held in November of this year. It's going to be a high level, luxurious kind of event that is only for women, and it's exclusive to 30 women only. I want it to be very intimate because I feel like you can teach better there, you feel comfortable there. So that's what we're going to be doing. So, what we're going to be covering and pillar one is business etiquette. So this is where we are learning how to enter the room with authority. So we're not shrinking anymore. We're not doubting what God has placed within us because truth be told, many of us have the hard skills. We've gone to school, we've acquired the degrees, we've acquired the skills, and we know all of the stuff in theory, but when it comes to execute that knowledge, that expertise, we shrink and we don't get the opportunities or don't get into the positions that God wants us to be in, to effect change and give the best of who we actually are because of these soft skills that we lack. So, pillar one that we're going to be dealing with is business etiquette, entering a room with authority. So, this year's theme is going to be the Esther experience or Esther Arise. So, I want it to be all about Esther's story and how it parallels with modern day women. So, um, I am faith-based, I'm Christian, so I like to pull in my faith-based principles. And honestly, I feel like the Bible is full of gems, is full of wisdom and strategy. And these women that went through things, they taught in some sense, not only, redemption by God, but they taught us strategies. And I want to pull that in. So this year, we're going to be talking about Esther. So, all about business etiquette is what pillar one is. So, before Esther approached the king, she had a year of preparation. She understood protocol, right? So, and I'm just kind of glancing down at my computer because I have the notes here and I don't want to miss anything by just yapping and we missed the point, important points. So, pretty much there's a way to move through professional spaces that command respect before you have even said a single word. Now, we're talking introductions, we're talking handshakes, we're talking eye contact, we're talking even cultural awareness, right? Because everyone and everyone doesn't operate the same on a global scale. So, depending on what room you're in, you have to know how to navigate those rooms, and that all falls into professional and business etiquette, like the know-hows, right? So Esther understood this fact, and she understood that you have to know how to present yourself in meetings, the subtle signals of confidence that polished women have mastered, without ever looking like they're trying. So we know that Esther was prepared physically for a year with like perfumes, with oils, right? Things that cleansed her skin, things that made her smell good, things that prepared and refined her physically for the king. But we also know that Esther had a unique spiritual preparation, a preparation that gave her influence, strategy, and structure when she needed to go in front of the king to make important decisions like protecting um, her whole nation from mass genocide. You can't walk and stumble into those kind of rooms and negotiate with kings and in elite circles. You cannot go into those rooms unprepared. You need physical, spiritual, mental training. And so Esther knew this, and this is what we're going to be teaching in business etiquette. This is why you cannot afford to miss this opportunity. So the next pillar that I want to talk about is dining etiquette. So that's what we're going to be doing. So as I said, this is called the preparation room. And in Oil Mill Academy, we also have the refinery room or the refinery room, and that's where I house, excuse me, that's where I house my curriculum. That's where I house all of the online courses that I currently offer. So self-paced online courses that you can take and buy and watch at your own leisure. We talk about dining etiquette. There's one in there for dining etiquette. There's one in there that I've currently been talking about on my social media platforms called The Refined Woman. And that's where I talk about the top 20 soft skills that make you magnetic, make you refined, make you influential and elegant, things that make you attractive to other people without you having to even open up your mouth and say one word, without you having to spend 10,000 hours in the mirror, spend $10,000 at Sephora hauls, and spend 10,000 or ask yourself 10,000 questions. That's my theme around that, right? So, how to become more refined, more elegant, more graceful without opening up your mouth. Right now, that course is in the refinery room. And for the first 7 days that you click into it, you get it for the price half off. So you can go and get that. But at this event in November, I'm going to be taking everything that I've been teaching in those courses. I'm going to be teaching a live dining etiquette class. I'm going to be teaching a couple of other things, but dining etiquette. See, this is why I need my notes because I'll start jumping all over the place. Pillar two is all about dining etiquette. So the table is always a test. Write that down, actually. If you're taking notes, I want you to write that down or even make a mental note for yourself. The dining or the table is always a test. Let me just pause and say this. I have learned within the almost decade of me working in the health world slash corporate world that when you're out to eat with your peers or in corporate spaces or you're at galas or networking events or business dinners or lunch and learns, all of those things, you're not just being taken out to eat just to fill your belly. The table is a test. So, business deals, first impressions, mentorships, so much happens over a meal. And yet, most of us were never taught the rules of the table. I know this, okay, because in the communities that I grew up in, with a Caribbean background, yes, we were taught, how to set up a table, very vaguely, very briefly for Christmas, for Thanksgiving. We were taught those kind of things. But the rules that are unspoken, that are steeped in etiquette, steeped in cultures from as old as British aristocracy, as old as French diplomacy or French aristocracy, right? As steeped in American old money, any one of these like elite circles and spaces that hold wealth, they know these etiquette rules that we don't know or that we were never taught. So I took it upon myself to learn them, to study them within the past 8 years of dentistry and also within my own studies. I actually decided to go to school for it. So, business deals, first impressions, mentorships, so much happens over a meal. And yet, most of us were never taught the rules of the table. So we are going live, guys. We're going all in, hands on. Place settings, the purpose of every fork, how to order gracefully, how to leave the table and go to the bathroom gracefully. What are the rules when you get up from the table and you're done eating? How to signal to a waiter that you're finished eating or that you're ready for the next course without signaling them down or, drawing so much attention to yourself. What are the secret codes, right? Like almost Morse codes, but secret rules or codes or things that you do that calls them to the table without demanding too much attention. These are all the things that we're going to be teaching. Um, and so also let me say this, like I'm going to be teaching what to do when you don't know what to do and why dining etiquette is one of the fastest signals of refinement in any room. Esther knew how to be present at a banquet, and so will you. That is the point of this event that we're hosting. The next thing is pillar number 3 that I'll be teaching, which is a perfume workshop. I absolutely love this, and this part is near and dear to my heart because um, perfume is like a girl's best friend. For me personally, before I look refined, I want to smell refined. Like I want when I come in someone's presence, my smell lingers in a good way. Very light, very airy, not like stifling them, but I want them to remember me with a fresh smell. And so I want to teach about body chemistry. A lot of times we wear perfumes because they're popular, they're trending, but they don't work good with our body chemistry. And there's also perfume etiquette. You don't just wear perfume just to wear it to the workspace. There is daytime perfume and nighttime perfume. With the seasons, you change your perfumes as well. Like you might wear heavier, stronger vanilla and amber smelling perfumes in the winter or cooler seasons, whereas like spring, summer, and maybe early fall, you'll wear lighter perfumes. I'm going to be teaching about all of this. We're going to have a hands-on perfume workshop where I'm going to be having someone come in and actually mix scents for us to use and try on our body. And it's just going to be amazing. It's your invisible signature. So this is why that's super important. So that's pillar number 3. Now, I love how this ties into Esther because, as you guys know, in the year of preparation before the women went to see the king, they had 6 years of oil treatment and then 6 years of perfume treatment. So they literally would take baths and soak in these aromatic scents like myrrh. There were other fragrances that they soaked in. and the scent was steeped in their body. So they naturally smelled good. They had oil for cleansing and like, medicines for cleansing their skin and internally. So this was an intense training. And so I believe that, again, perfume is like your invisible signature. So I'm going to be tying all of that in to this event. So these are the three pillars that we're building on. And the scripture that I want to leave with you guys is this: Esther chapter 2, verse 12. Each young woman's turn, each young woman's turn came to go into King Ahasuerus after she had completed the 12 months of preparation, for the days of her beautification were completed. And so there was a season, again, of preparation that these women had to endure. And once they were finished, they were able to go before the king. Many of you are getting ready to go before kings. Many of you are getting ready to have doors open. But God wants you to prepare first, and He wants you in rooms like this. And so, this is why I have curated the preparation room. Now, this is your call. If you'd like to join in on this event, it is a high-end event. It's a high-ticket event, but it is also exclusive. Again, it's not for the masses. There's only going to be 30 women in the room. You can sign up on www.oilmillacademy.com and you'll find information about the preparation room. And again, that's going to be in November 14th, and it's going to be in the city. It's going to be in Manhattan, New York. And I think God is just so strategic. God is doing amazing things because I do not find it strange that God has me teaching about like anything development in major cities. I think it speaks volumes. I've taught this year by the grace of God in Paris, France. I've taught in London, England, and now I'm going to be teaching by God's grace in Manhattan, New York. Just wow. Just wow. So I want you to be there. I think that this is a room that is curated specifically for you. So if you feel like you want to be a part of the room, I would head over again to www.oilmillacademy.org. If you feel like you don't want to wait that long and you want to start your refinement journey now and become a more refined, elegant, feminine version of yourself, you can check out our refinery room where you'll find our course, The Refined Woman. That's at www.theinnerrefineryroom.com. There is where you will fill out the form. You'll get our free training bonus that's added to that, um, called Becoming a Refined Woman. That's completely free. I'll show you my 3-step framework on how I became the refined woman and have gotten to the place that I am now. I talk all about that in that free training. And then if you'd like to go ahead and take the course, it will lead you exactly to where you need to go for that course. So I'm excited for you. I'm excited for your new journey, um, and what God is about to do for you. So I think this is the end of my live. This is the end of the live that I have. Very quick, very easy, a quick 20-minute live. But like this video, give it a thumbs up, and tell me what you're most excited for this event in the comments below. And last thing I wanted to add was, what else did I want to add? I guess the last thing I want to add is I'm also doing private coaching, and I'll have a window where that opens up again. I've had a couple of inquiries, but I want to make sure that I have my ducks in a row first. So the private coaching is called the pressing room. And this is where we really, really get to the nitty gritty and we press what is already within you. Sometimes you just need that mentor or that coach. You need that Mordecai like Esther had. You need that Haggai like Esther had to press and get all of the things that are already within you, that God has placed within you, get it out, so that you can be your best self in the marketplace, in the business, in careers, in your home, in your ministry. and wherever, just wherever God is calling you to. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel. It means a lot. And leave a thumbs up again. And I'll see you in the next video. The next video, actually, look out for that, will be the dining. It will be the afternoon tea video from London that I did, the behind the scenes of that. So I'll see you in that video. Bye.